Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Formers Friday. We are live streaming again today because I love doing the live streams. We've got the chat window open, so if you're on YouTube, you want to hop into the chat, go on, feel free. I'll let you do it. So today, for Formers Friday, we talked several weeks ago about the idea of bringing in some other stuff. Last week, we talked about pittance. Was the great Cracker Barrel transformer. This week, we're going to be taking a look at these Minicars from Impossible Toys. Now, these are third-party figures, Impossible Toys. None of the ones we're looking at are technically based off any actual Transformers, but you can look at them and see that obviously they're inspired by Bumblebee and Cliffjumper and things like that. But I have 4 of them here. And they basically follow 2 different body styles that they transform into. So take a look here real quick. We've got Minicar Bump, and you can see he's got that boxy car look. He is MC03. And using that same look, we have Wasper. And Wasper here is the evil, of course. It doesn't say Autobot or Decepticon. But you can see that they are the same body type with different colors, different heads. And then we have Minicar Hub and Minicar Tapper. And Hub and Tapper, again, you can see it's the same car, just different colors, different heads. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. And these, for being some sort of off-brand, whatever, I like these. I like these, and I'll give you a couple reasons why. First of all, I like that classic G1 look to them. Just that more simplistic G1 style is something that I've always really kind of preferred as these things go. And also, they're not that expensive. Now, you can find these on sale. I actually bought these on sale, which made them a lot less expensive. But they're really not expensive at all. I mean, they're under $20. I got them for less than $10. Actually, I got them for about $6 or $7 a piece, which is, pretty good. So the price is right. They're not pricing anybody out of the market. They're not making $1 million off of these things, anything like that. They come in this cardboard box. It does have some material on the back, which we'll talk about in a minute, made in China. And if we open up the box here, we can see inside they come in a plastic clamshell case here, just vac molded in there, and it is taped shut. And when we pop the 2 sides open, we get our little car and his teeny tiny little gun. And I don't know if there's any place to put this gun when he's in car mode. Not really. His hand is on the bottom. I'm just going to stick it there so I don't lose it real quick. So at least it's in a spot. But we're going to go back to the box here for a second. I'm going to switch to 2-camera mode here as we hold this up and take a look. Bump is a young and inexperienced soldier, new to the war, but eager to do his part against his enemies. He's in the interesting position of looking up to Bumblebug, which I think we all know who that is supposed to be, which makes Bumblebug feel more awkward than normal. Bump may not have much of a history so far, but his determination and flashes of courage and brilliance may take him far. All right, so that one's actually not too bad. Some of these are going to have some problems that we'll look at. But the cardboard, it's not super flimsy. It's actually pretty good quality. The plastic here is a pretty good quality. This is a nice quality product for being what's essentially a knockoff here. All right, so taking a look at the guy, you can see it's just a nice boxy little car. Obviously looks more of a European style little sedan. And I do have the gun stuck on the bottom here. I'll take that out just so you get a better look. It does have these rubberized wheels on them. So, it can drive around on that. It rolls pretty good. And you can just see that, even at the bottom here, there's some screws. This is not just, a simple light plastic shell. I mean, there was actually some time and effort put into this. It actually looks pretty good. Now, obviously, the big screw in the back, that's kind of like yeah, you guys probably could have done something better than that. But overall, it's a high quality toy. All right, so there are no instructions on how to transform it, but I think we'll be able to figure it out here, which is to say, let's see here. The arms are probably locked in. Yeah, so we'll pull out the arms, and the legs, do they fold? Oh, they extend. Okay. Pop the feet. Now there's going to be some mechanic. Okay, you can look. There's a sliding bolt in there for sliding the feet out here. And you can see that on the back of the feet, they actually have a little extension there to help give it some extra stability when it's standing. And then the arms here have a little extension. You can see here coming out from the body to the arm to help kind of put it up in a more natural position. So it folds down like that, and then the arm pulls out to make it look a little more natural. And then the head pops up, and that's it. Nice and simple, just like a G1 would have been. With the extra bonus, though, because this is the future and we have better technology, we do have elbows and we do have knees, which makes it look pretty cool, I think. I really like the look of that. All right, now we're going to take the gun and put it in his hand. And we've got this tiny little guy. He looks good. This is Bump. Is that right? Yeah, Bump. So Bump, who looks up to, what was the name that they used for Bumblebee? Bumblebug. Looks up to Bumblebug. So there you go. And, yeah. All right, so he's pretty cool. Now, they're all going to have that same basic feel to it. And here, just so you can get a look at the face there. If I can get it to focus, put it in front of my face. Maybe then it'll focus. Now, this headpiece actually kind of slides a little bit, if you can see that. So when it's folded, it folds out of the way. And then when you bring it up, you can actually slide it forward a little bit. So it's not all the way back on the body, which makes it look a little bit better. Even though it's kind of like a flat mask piece on there, it does the job. So cool looking dude. All right, so then let's compare him here to Wasper, which is, again, going to be that same car model. And we can see he also has a bio that starts in the middle of a sentence. Specifications and subroutines. The two attended boot camp together. Who? Yeah, we don't know. Wasper's pompous, smarmy personality leaves something to be desired, but he had a lot going on for him as a soldier, being highly skilled in the use of his stinger power and knowing how to toe the line with the drill sergeant. In a better life, he might have been commander material. I keep trying to add syllables. I keep trying to add other words and stuff. Hey, Grimmy, just saw that you popped in here. I got the blue one of these guys. They're cool little bots. Oh, they have a waist joint on them, Grimmy says. Let's pop back here. I see. You have to pull it out a little farther. I didn't have it pulled out all the way. See, I just had the legs there. You pull it out a little bit, and there you go. There's a waist. So, yeah, I didn't have it pulled out far enough, so it didn't want to move like that. But thanks for the tip, Grimmy. Glad to see you're here. All right. So, Bump and Wasper are the same body here. So let's open up Wasper. And again, sealed in the package. This time he's got a little green gun to match his green body. He does have that racing stripe on him. And take off the tape. Does this have extra tape? Oh, there we go. All right, so getting him out of the plastic. Again, you can see it's the same type car, although he's got bright green accents across the bottom. That makes it stand out a little bit more than the black. I think the black on Bump made it a little harder to tell that you actually had some breaks in there because it was a solid black piece, so it all, looked like it folded together, whereas here, the green stands out a little more. Now, you saw the arm kind of came loose there, but it does tab into place, so if I just kind of push all of this together and get them to kind of pop back in their tabs, it does look, I think, a little better overall as a figure. And again, this headpiece, if you push it back, there we go, push it back enough that it folds up a little more solidly. Okay, so let's go ahead and transform him, even though it's going to be the same transformation that we saw, just so we can take a look at them and make sure that they're the same, which I'm sure they are. I have a feeling these were drawn up in a 3D modeling program, and they just, changed the looks when they had them manufactured. All right. So here we've got Bump and Wasper, and you can see different faces on them to make them stand out, look a little different, but otherwise identical. Same gun, same body, same parts on everything. So from the back, just a solid with some screws. Maybe if the screws, they do kind of stand out, and they're a little bothersome in that look. Maybe if you have like a green colored Sharpie, you can color them in. Black Sharpie, color them in. They at least blend in a little better. It makes it a little solid. But there's not a lot of kibble. You don't see extra stuff from car mode there. Really, their abdomen is the only thing that really shows off the car stuff. You can kind of look at the front of their feet, but so for the most part, I like the green. That is a bold color combination there with the green and black and the bright green, and that's not a color scheme you see a lot. Actually, it reminds me a lot of the Gen 2 Transformers that had like the crazy looking color camouflage and stuff like that. Okay, so that was the first body type here. I'll put Bump back in his car mode, and we will compare it to Hub and Tapper, since they are different. Now I got to remember how all of these things. Okay, so here's the one thing. That foot joint, see the pen there? It makes an L shape so that it can fold better as the foot, but then now when I'm trying to put it back, it's a little more difficult to kind of push it into the correct position, because you've got to push it down the L and then back into the leg. Which, it's no big deal, but it's just something you got to keep in mind when you're doing it. All right, so let's get all of our little pieces tabbed back into place. Okay, so again, there is Bump in car mode, and we will grab Hub, who is the same color, yellow, but he is the different car style. And that, I think, makes a little difference here. All right, so let's take a look. It says, everybody likes Hub. He's friendly. He's generally a nice, fun, affable bot to be around. On the other hand, nobody actually trusts Hub. It's not his devotion to the cause that's a concern mostly, but his ulterior motives for his friendship and jokes and the like. He is, at his core, a con artist, and everybody's a bit on their guard around him. Some think he is this way to cover for deficiencies or to stay in position well above his actual aptitude level, or maybe he just likes tricking people. So he's like the good Slytherin. He's like the Slytherin that likes to pull pranks, apparently. So anyway, there you go on him. Looks pretty good. I'm sorry I'm having problems reading. I'm trying to read off the screen, and every time my hand moves, it's like your eyes can naturally track when you're moving stuff, but it's mirror on the screen because it's showing me. It's not mirror, I guess. It should be mirrored. If it was mirrored, I would move this way and it would move that way to me, but it's moving the opposite direction on my screen. So every time it moves a little bit when my hand shakes, it just makes it hard for me to see what's going on. So that's what's going on there. Sorry about that. But anyway, all right. So let's open up Hub. And again, vac formed there. And we've got another black gun in the back, but car shape a little different. Undo the tape, and we'll take off this plastic. And actually, first, I guess, is to see, are the guns exactly the same? What I do, there it is. And the guns are identical. They're the exact same thing, so nothing different there. But let's look at the cars here, and you can see that there is a difference in the look of them. So they do have a couple different types here. You're not always buying the same one, and but it's going to be the same basic transformation, I'm sure. So things are a little different as far as that goes. All right, so there's Bump, who we've already done. This is Hub, and so Hub's going to, I'm sure, be the same type of transformation. So let's pop out the arms, get them into place. Pull down on the legs, pop them apart. Same L feature down there in the feet to make them slide into place, and then we'll pop up the head, and it also slides out as well. So yeah, everything's exactly the same with this, and I assumed it would be, but everything's exactly the same. It just has a different car body type. I'm trying to put the gun in the hand. There we go. Kind of, maybe, no? There we go. All right. And so now you can see with him, slightly different car body type, completely different head. So it's not reusing the same head as any of the others. I'm guessing all of these. I've got, what, 3, 4, 7, and 9? Is that right? Yeah, 3, 4, 7, and 9. So I'm guessing that there are at least 9 different heads, which shouldn't be that difficult for them to do. But again, the waist articulation, thanks, Grimmy. And we've got the feet, we've got the elbows, the shoulders. So you get a fair amount of movement that you can do with them, depending on how you want to pose them, which is, pretty cool. The fact that you can take the little guy and do so much with them, that is a neat thing. All right, and then our final one here is Tapper. Now, Tapper is the same car type, but he is blue. And so blue makes it different. And he's got that cliff jumper horn head there, you can see, except he's blue. So he's a completely different guy. And he is a former prisoner of war. Tapper is one of the most durable and effective in hand... Oh, man, I did it again. I keep trying to add words. Former prisoner of war, Tapper is one of the most durable and effective hand-to-hand combatants in the group, extremely agile, physically resilient, tortured by his tragic past and his harsh treatment. Tapper has devoted himself to the protection of all innocent life. Though he covers his internal anguish with a cheery and optimistic demeanor, Tapper maintains an almost religious devotion to the individuals he protects. Extremely brave, his tendency to act first and ask questions later borders on recklessness and often lands him in needlessly dangerous situations. That's kind of sad. It's a little deeper than you get from your regular Transformer bios. A little more intense with that guy. All right, and again, this is going to be the same, I'm sure. We've got the plastic, the same gun, although the gun on this one is gray, and you can see that the windows are actually colored gray. The body on this one is gray, so he does have a bit of a different look. So they are doing more combinations than just the black or the green on the bug one, even though it's a plain car. They didn't just do black on the windows and the body and everything again. They did add a little bit more color to it. So I appreciate that. This is a very long piece of tape on this one. All right. Let me grab this. Let me grab this. Set those up there. But it is the exact same gun. It just happens to be gray. So there's that. And then there is the car. So again, just a simple, basic design, same as what we saw before. Nothing, outlandishly different. But that color combination looks cool. I like that. I'm one of those people, and I've talked about this a couple times before, and people always think I'm weird, but I like redecoed figures. It's one of the reasons why I like Prime, Optimus, and Nemesis. I like having, that idea of the... I don't know if you'd say alter ego, but one of them's kind of the answer to the other, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. I liked having them being, essentially the same. Oops. All right, now I just popped the leg off, or the foot off, moving it into place, but luckily it's just a ball joint that you can see there. So I should be able to just pop this right back. Yep. So sometimes I don't know my own strength. All right. Here's this. Pop up the head. And we'll put his gun in his hand. And again, I love the rubberized wheels. Reminds me of GoBots. GoBots had rubberized wheels, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not wrong there, just let me know. I'm pretty sure GoBots had a lot of rubberized wheels and stuff like that. But there you go. So this is Tapper. And he's got that face you're familiar with, but I do like the color look to him. So some of these guys... even though you can see, again, very similar, identical bodies, but different colors and different faces make them stand out and feel just a little bit different. And then, of course, you take one of these guys and you compare it to a guy like Wasper here, and they are completely different. And that's cool. I like these. I like these figures. Again, I like the G1. I like that kind of simplified, boxy style that you get on these things. Zentron says not all the GoBots figures had rubber wheels. Okay. But some of them did, right? So I'm not completely crazy. Just maybe a little off, but not completely out of my mind. So there we go. I like these. These are, again, the Impossible Toys Minicar series. And like I said, this was 3, 4, 7, and 9. You get good guys and bad guys, even though they're not listed as such. I don't know if we're allowed to say the auto word and the Decepta word, but they're obviously patterned after that. You've got the cars on one side, the bots on the other, the information on the back, and of course they're made in China. So good toys. Again, not real expensive. I don't know how easy they still are to find. There's no year on these, so I have no idea when they actually came out. But these are ones that, again, this is not Bumblebee, right? This is not Cliff Jumper. It may have that same feel to it, that same kind of overall look. It's obviously inspired, but it is different. And that's what I like about some of these, is that it feels like a natural progression, an add-on, that these are characters that you can add to your own story, add to the mythos, if you will. You can have your own little look to them, and honestly, I think it's actually pretty cool.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. That was, again, I'm Dirt from PopCultureNetwork.com. This is Formers Friday. Geek's taking a bit of a break, so I'm filling in for a few weeks. I've got a couple other random weird stuff to look at in the next few weeks, and we might throw in a couple actual Transformers for those of you. So don't all freak out that there's not real Transformers right now. We will get back to some in a while, but I wanted to take a look at some of these weird off-ball things. Don't forget, you can always send me a tweet, send me an email. You can find me down there where all the stuff is listed. Waspinator. Okay, so Grimmy says there was a Waspinator in the animated version. Zentron says the larger GoBots figures mainly had the rubber wheels. Some small ones did. His small leader one did not. So Waspinator, but did Waspinator turn into a car? There's my question for you, Grimmy. Did Waspinator turn into a European econo sedan? That's what I want to know. I'm gonna look up Waspinator real quick. Oh wait, I can't throw it on the screen, can I? I don't know if I can share that on the screen. Oh, Grimmy says Waspinator did turn into a car. Uh-oh. 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 What have I done here? What have I done? What have I unleashed by allowing this type of stuff to come in? All right, now I got to look up Waspinator because you brought it up. So I'm going to have to open up a window here. Waspinator in the animated series. I'm guessing you mean, well, they all were animated at some point, right? But maybe you mean like Robots in Disguise? Waspinator. Well, let's start with Waspinator toy. What do we get? Okay, so we get the actual Wasp. Okay, so I see that, and I see one that turned into a jet plane. Okay. And there's another one that turns into a different jet plane. There's another bug version. I'm looking for one that turns into a car. Did they actually make them as a toy? Wasp. Transformers animated Wasp, says Grimmy. So let's look there. Transformers animated Wasp. Okay, now, can I share this screen? How do I share the screen? I know there's a way to do it. There's a way. I have to go. We'll figure this out. We're doing this. This is one of the great things about doing it live, is we're going to share this screen here. Plus window capture, display capture, window capture, okay. And we want Windows lock screen, no. Chrome, yes. Will that show? And we get a blank screen when I try to do that. Okay, so we get a blank screen when I try to share. Of course, it's not showing up in the video. Let's try display capture. No, wait. We have to get rid of... Oh, my gosh. See, this is one of the great things about doing it live, right? You try to do something on the fly, and then everything just gets weird. All right, let's try this. Now it's trying to do it as 1 pixel by 1 pixel, and that is not helpful. I don't know if... I don't know how many of you have a 1 pixel by 1 pixel monitor, but I do not. So I'm going to have a hard time showing a 1 pixel by 1 pixel. It's doing it again. Display 0. Okay, yes, I only have the one display hooked up on this machine. Can I grab the corner of it? Fit to screen? No. Full screen, preview scaling. I can't grab the actual, because it's one canvas. No. Okay, I cannot. I'll figure it out at some point down the line. I can. You know what I can do? I can do this. I can be really. I can do it cheap here. We're going to go into. Oh no! Don't hop out of OBS Studio. Is this okay? All right, here we go. I could not get it working, so instead we're going to try doing camera 2. Nope, camera. There we go. Camera. This camera. All right, now get off of that. Go to here. Okay, so we've got a bunch of wasps. I don't know if you can see all these wasps. I can see this guy here looks. So somebody made customs. It looks like they took Bumblebee and made customs of him. All right. So he was in the show. There's a guy named Waspinator. Okay, but it looks like they didn't actually make a toy of him. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Zentron. Yeah, it was black screen. I was trying to do it, and it was for. I don't know. It's because I'm live, maybe, but it was doing it as a 1 pixel by 1 pixel output, and I know that doesn't help anybody. Because here's the Waspinator toy, and it is a wasp. In fact, it looks like there may have been multiples. That was Waspinator. Yeah. So, wait, what is this? Oh, this is someone else's YouTube video. Hey, guy. Hey, Jason.
Chin that he's also well known. More sympathy for him. He,
okay, it's a custom.
Pre-Waspinator state. Don't get me wrong. I really.
Okay, so pre-Waspinator state, he did have a car look. And some people have made some customs, but they never actually released a toy. It looks like in that car state, people have made lots of different customs, but I can't see any actual release. So, Digibash, Kit Bash, yeah. Okay, so, all right. So we've got customs that people made, but no one actually put any together. So to be fair, this guy is as close as you're going to get to the actual one, although his car mode doesn't look anything like the car mode that I saw. So this is like maybe thinking of reimagining him as a G1, maybe, I guess you could say. But all right then. So all right, we had to look it up. We had to look it up while we were live on the air. Why not? So, all right, guys, thanks for coming in, checking out. I see you guys in the chat up there. Thanks for being here. If you have any other ideas for live streams that you want to see, anything else you want to see reviewed, then make sure you email me, leave me a message, whatever down there below. You can leave it here on youtube.com. But emails and stuff is the easiest way for me to see it. I don't always think to check the messages here on the actual tube. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.